in pursuit using the center lanes out here. Extremely fast speeds, especially for these surface streets out here and going into oncoming traffic around this
sense of that either from being up in the in-sky too, or are you hearing anything from LAPD?
Paul, they're talking about his speeds 50 to 60 miles an hour. And again, look at this, just basically making these crazy turns, trying to get away from him. Again, LAPD saying not in pursuit right now. They're tracking this guy. And I'm going a little bit wider. I don't want to miss anything if something comes to an end, but I want to show the viewers LAPD not behind him right now. Basically, this guy just is driving like a maniac. There are no police cars behind him right now. A helicopter definitely is above him. We're above him, but there's no way that he's going to know this. Still on southbound Alameda, again, wrong side of the road. He's driving on the northbound lane, southbound Alameda. Again, these speeds extremely dangerous. We've seen some crazy maneuvers out here. I can tell you, if I was in one of those cars going northbound, my heart would have skipped a beat. I can imagine what it's like for any of these other people out there. Again, this guy seems to be slowing down a little bit. Maybe their tactics are working. We see some brake lights coming on. But again, still, look at that, how close he's getting to other cars, pushing his way through there. Again, I've got to take a look. I don't know if those dents were there when this thing started. He may have made contact with a couple of vehicles. LAPD is saying we're coming up on Vernon right now, blew through another solid red as he's working his way southbound now. Speeds maybe a little bit slower. LAPD not in pursuit. Just they were earlier on, but because of this driving maneuvers and the danger to the public, they've backed off. They're just watching this guy, but his driving techniques have not improved at all.
This is terrible, and this looks like something that could really end very, very badly. Stu, let's get a sense of where some freeway arteries are here, because it looks like he's trying to get away no matter what. Is there a ramp coming up or a freeway that he can possibly get on? And
Definitely not. We are on Alameda. If you drive it in the LA area, Alameda is basically right in the middle. of both of the major freeways. Way off to the west is going to be the 110. Way off to the east is going to be the 710. If he continues on, eventually, look at this, coming up on some major traffic there and driving the wrong way in traffic, basically trying to push his way through here.
And they moved out the way,
look
too.
Look at this. And just pushing his way through on the center median again. I'll get you a street, but again, working his way well into the downtown area. We're going to be getting into the Huntington Park area, I can tell you that. Now we're working our way eastbound. He's kind of heading towards the 710. Major freeways, not in this area, not at all right now. The only thing he's got right now are going to be surface streets, major surface streets, and going through Santa Fe. And again, excuse me, just driving these crazy speeds, pushing his way through these areas, definitely in tracking mode. I'm listening to LAPD in one ear, and they're telling their officers, back off. They have backed off, and we were on Slauson, now we're on Pacific, southbound Pacific Avenue. This is going to be one of those major arteries through Huntington Park, the Huntington Park area. This is the area where it's kind of like the old downtown, where there's a lot of pedestrians out here. You can see this driver. Look at this guy making a left turn. Whoa! Right there. He TC. That's called a traffic collision. He hit that car.
And still didn't. And it is
still going.
Well, that was inevitable, though, Stu. The way that guy was driving, we just knew that something like that was going to happen, and hopefully they can.
Whoa!
Get tagged there.
This guy's definitely running out. No, he didn't. Got really close. He swerved. The car his car a little bit went sideways. Looks like we're getting into a residential neighborhood right now. Speed slowing down quite a bit. People backing up. Again, his speeds slowed down. I'm trying to do a couple things right now. I'm looking out the window. I want to see if LAPD is even in the neighborhood right now. I don't want to get away from this car. The helicopter overhead calling it out. But again, passing gauge right there, that was a major. And it's continuing southbound residential neighborhood. He's already been in one major, I would call that a major collision, as he hit that truck head on pretty much. Front end damage to the vehicle, but it seems like all four tires are still solid. And continuing southbound. Look at that skateboarder right there. Again on the wrong side of the road. This is very dangerous. Oh, there we go. Oh, there, and he's trying to continue.
Going. Well, you know what?
You've got to worry about that guy in that car.
We can't even possibly just determine the charges that are being racked up against this guy. I mean, first of all, the 6 months for fleeing police, but now he's got several reckless and maybe even assault with a weapon being his vehicle, seeing how he just purposely ran into those two cars.
Didn't run, no doubt. Stu, this is some of the craziest driving that we've seen.
There's a person he almost hit.
Yeah, some of the craziest driving we've seen. And was the original call, did you say it was simply a stolen vehicle?
Yes, originally that's what we were hearing was stolen vehicle. Wow. That's what this guy is wanted for. And again, that second collision that we just saw right there, that was head on. That other vehicle sustaining a lot of damage right there. Amazing that this car's still even on the road driving. Again, the LAPD definitely calling for an ambulance for that other driver. We're keeping an eye on this guy for sure. Look at this, though, twisting through these streets out here in the center lane, still moving 45 miles an hour plus 50 in traffic. LAPD helicopter still overhead calling this pursuit, working our way on a major again southbound. That was Florence we were on, getting a little bit more of a picture of the damage to that vehicle. It does seem like it got hit right on the side there, but it doesn't seem that bad. Amazing. But again, this guy's still going. And again, people on the roads out here, pedestrians, and it's just amazing that, it isn't anymore. We have seen 2 crashes. Amazing nobody's been majorly injured. Again, using lanes that he's not supposed to, trying to pass. And again, just keeping up this bad driving, dangerous driving, and again, LAPD not in pursuit. They're just following this guy.
Well, this is the point in time where you'd like to see a foot bail, because no one else gets injured.
Well, it possibly could. I mean, he's on. Is he slowing down, Stu? I thought he was. Well, that's because there's a vehicle in front of him.
Right there.
These are close residential
was because he had no place to go.
Streets. And he's driving fast through a residential area. This guy is a menace. He's a menace on the streets right now.
Very fast through a residential area. Sorry about that. We had to do a little pirouette there to keep up with this guy. Very residential, and you can see a very busy residential at this time of the afternoon. And again, California and southbound California, if you know this area, again, staying on the center divider, high speeds. And, you know, where is he going? What is he running from? That seems, you know, is the big question. You know, LAPD is following him. The helicopter is above. At these altitudes, there's no way he knows. We haven't seen a black and white, a cop car behind him in quite some time. There are some. I am looking, but it does look like all of a sudden he's looking out the window and waving to somebody over there. Perhaps he's in a neighborhood that he knows right now. But again, not giving up. We haven't seen him do anything to indicate that he's going to bring this to an end. Again, LAPD, and you know, the camera really doesn't seem to give the impression on how fast he's going. I'm looking out the window. He's still doing about 50 miles an hour through this residential neighborhood. Coming up another solid red, as I understand it, right here, and stop sign. Southbound, and I believe this is Ernest, is what I heard, is southbound Ernest from Liberty. Again, though, you can see him keeping up these high speeds.
Yeah, we can get a pretty good sense of it, Stu.
Again.
When we compare it to the cars that are traveling at the speed limit, we can get a pretty good sense of it as we enter the south gate here. This guy is just absolutely crazy. Look at him. Look at this.
Again, this is just unbelievable here because of the danger that this person is not only putting himself in, but so many pedestrians, other vehicles on the street, and it's just no regard for anybody, life, whatever, at this point. And again, you were talking about what he could be running away from. I mean, obviously, it could be more than just going to prison. I mean, there has to be something else in terms of why this man is just driving the way he's driving. Then again, who knows? He could be possibly on something, because I can't imagine you being in your right mind and driving like this, because this is just
at those speeds at this time of the day in
unbelievable.
City area, residential areas. He just doesn't care where he is. He's just bound and determined to go as fast as he can possibly go. Look at this.
Stu, give us a sense of any kind of law enforcement. How far behind our LAPD, and are there, like, sometimes we see them on corners trying to just track the person as they're about to make a turn?
You know, in this pursuit, we started up in the Rampart area. Look at this.
Whoa,
there we go. Oh, there we go.
That's the third.
And he's trying to continue. There is no way this car is going to keep going very much farther. That he just hit that Toyota 4Runner. Again, Alexander, he's on a street called Alexander Southgate, like you said. Part of the answer that you needed to hear is that we've gone through so many different other cities that LAPD is not part of, so they are not really in the area. This car really starting to smoke out there. Does appear that he threw something out the window. Not sure what it was right there. Again, though, that car definitely smoking right now. It seems like something's coming off the passenger side of it, but he's really starting to come to an end. LAPD actually saying right now, we need to bring this to an end. Coming to another intersection right here. This car coming apart. He's running through another intersection right there, barely missing some other vehicles. But again, this has got to come to an end soon, as this car cannot keep this up. We're coming up on another major out here, Imperial Highway. He's on the brakes right now, going into oncoming traffic again. Look at this front end. Look at this car. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
And it's certainly
been in 2 major accidents and 1 minor one, and that car's still driving.
And there's no way they could do a spike strip right now. He's going so very, very fast, and who knows which way he's going to turn. I was just hoping that he would somehow, that the vehicle would be slowed down with the collisions that he's had.
Hasn't done it to it yet. It's certainly
but doesn't seem to be the case here.
Wrong side of the road with an island. He's got no place to go right now, and basically just moving as fast as he can right here. Going just and again, just trying to stay ahead. I do see an officer behind him right now. I don't know if that's an LAPD or possibly a sheriff's department. Oh, look at another full intersection. Just got through that one. Again, LAPD or that sheriff's department. Oh, look at this. Right across the center median, took out a sign. Again, this car's still kind of going. I can't believe this. No. Again, eastbound Imperial. We're coming up on the 710 now, going over the 710. And again, just trying to keep away. Unclear what this guy's plan could possibly be this afternoon. I'm trying to get a look at the vehicles that are behind him. I don't know if those are LAPD or sheriffs, but definite law enforcement behind him. Could have picked those guys up in Southgate. Again,
what street
now,
is he on,
Senator
Stu?
Vider,
Stu, what street is he on now?
I believe this is Imperial right now. I believe this is Imperial. We were eastbound Imperial. And again, look at this, wrong side of the road. Whoa, whoa. Okay,
Oh,
there we
it.
go. Took two cars out. He's out. He's trying to run. Oh, he's trying to carjack somebody.
Someone.
And it looks like he has a weapon. He does. He's got a weapon. He's got a weapon. He's trying to carjack somebody.
Oh,
pulling
my.
a woman out of the car, taking another vehicle. Again, stay
This
out
is
of the
so
way. They're
frightening.
telling everybody, stay out of the way. Officers out there. These are LAPD. Again, southbound. We clearly saw this guy with a weapon. I have never seen something like this before. Unbelievable. He's got a new car. I believe this is going to be some sort of Volkswagen. Again, just carjacked that vehicle. Saw it live on television. Amazing. I'm so thankful nobody was injured in that, especially that driver. It seemed to be a woman. This guy definitely trying to get away from officers. I will get you across
Well, you know
street,
what?
but this changes the game entirely.
Stu, we're hoping that there's no one else in that vehicle. We saw the woman get out, but we really just don't know at this point. There could have been anyone in the back seat, a child, passenger, who knows?
Pat, you are so correct about that. We're just assuming that there was nobody else in that vehicle. Again, you'd hope that a mother would not allow that to happen. You know the motherly instinct. But again, right now, all we know is that he did carjack this vehicle. Clearly saw a weapon in this guy's hand. They are talking about exactly what you had mentioned. They are talking about going back and talking to that victim to make sure that there is nobody else in that vehicle. LAPD definitely still there right behind this vehicle right now, changing the entire prospect of what we saw. This guy desperate, armed, and definitely trying to get away.
Hey, Stu?
Extremely dangerous situation.
Stu,
Yes.
can you let us know where you are right now? And also, are they being a little more aggressive in following this guy at this point?
Yes, they are. They are being a little bit more aggressive. It looks like we're approaching or entering the 105 freeway, right by the 710. We see the vehicle getting onto the freeway right now. LAPD definitely behind this vehicle right now. And again, looks like we're going to be taking the northbound 710. I just read that sign. Again, the LAPD right now not really calling out the streets anymore. Their tactics are totally changing. They're getting their units in position. They're talking about notifying other agencies. This guy is armed and willing to use that weapon. Again, we're looking like we're going to be entering the northbound 710. A lot of traffic out here on this transition road. There is an emergency lane, which he's probably going to try to use. A lot of traffic out here this afternoon. Again, looks like we're entering northbound 710 freeway. We have at least 4 units from the LAPD right now, very, very close behind. They are definitely not going to allow that kind of danger to the public to happen again if this vehicle does come to a stop.
And
so
now
very
that he's on the
situation this afternoon.
The freeway, the CHP could join in this pursuit as well.
Most definitely. And it looks like he's kind of stuck here on this emergency lane. It may push him off onto the Imperial off-ramp. That's going to be the next one that's coming up right now. Again, though, just keeping up these freeway speeds, passing vehicles that are not driving freeway speeds at all. Again, though, this car carjacked, if anybody's just joining us, carjacked with a weapon after they totaled that car that he had hit at least 3 other people with this afternoon. Look at the officers backing out of the way, letting this guy go. But again, they're just doing that so that they can let this guy make his move, not try to block him in. But you can see all these LAPD units right now in the Southgate area, so you know these units were following when this was going on.
You know, this is a tough one to figure out because eventually many of these drivers end up in areas that they're familiar with, and he just doesn't seem to be interested in getting to an area where he sort of circles around and does all that. He's just all over the map.
Well, he's certainly trying to get away, but he's got to know there's nowhere where to run. They are going to follow him no matter what. And after watching 4 accidents, this guy is still going. I don't even know what kind of vehicle he was driving the first time. That was suspected stolen vehicle. And then the fact that he doesn't appear to be injured. We saw him
No,
get out of
not
the
at
car
all.
and actually
Was very
a
aggressive,
woman, and
absolutely.
he appeared to
Yeah.
have a weapon. I think have we confirmed that he does have a weapon, Stu?
Well, I can tell you, I definitely saw something that looks, the victims that were involved in those crashes, especially that second one, the last one where he got out of the vehicle, you just got to wonder about them. We are hopeful that they are not badly injured. Obviously, they've got to have some sort of injuries with those type of impacts. This guy, apparently, though, very much, maybe it's adrenaline, who knows, but he seems to be very determined to keep this going. Again, right now, we are westbound on the 10 freeway, and we are in the East LA area. LAPD very much in pursuit. The helicopter's still lighting him up. They have backed off a little bit, probably because they are unable to make those type of dangerous maneuvers to keep up with this guy as he's working his way along the freeway out here. He has an opportunity right now to use an off-ramp. He's using that gore point. Looks like we are going to be taking an off-ramp right here, or possibly getting onto another freeway. I'll get you an update here just in a second. But again, it looks like we might be doing something here with the 60 freeway as we understand it. But again, he has an opportunity for east or west right here. Again, though, very high speeds, very dangerous maneuvers. Again, it is definitely a pursuit, definitely public in danger. But again, this guy with that possible weapon, we saw that carjacking, very aggressive attitude. It's going to be an entirely different ending when LAPD finally get this guy cornered after seeing what we saw this afternoon. Again, 3 people we saw involved in traffic collisions with with the original vehicle, with a suspect. Again, those we're hoping that they're okay. Right now, though, we can see that his driving, if anything, we can say is normalized. If you're watching this or just joining us, this is normalized driving. Again, center island, look at that, getting a little squirrely there as he's trying to get off on Atlantic. We've seen that rear end kick out a couple times on this car. Again, looks like he's forced right now to stay on the Atlantic off ramp unless he pushes his way through there. LAPD definitely talking to the Sheriff's Department. East LA is the area that we're going to be getting off on. And again, you can see LAPD definitely still in pursuit, getting a little bit wider. I don't know what's at the end of that off ramp, but I can tell you a lot of traffic, so he's going to be doing some crazy maneuvers again. This vehicle carjacked. We watched this guy carjack this car from a woman, pulling her out of the vehicle and taking this vehicle by force with a weapon, or what we believe to be a weapon, squeezing his way through a bunch of cars right there, possibly bumping into them. And it looks like we're going to be going eastbound on Atlantic, established in the East LA area. Again, though, LAPD definitely in pursuit. Looks like we're just going to be getting back on the freeway. Maybe too much traffic for him. But again, this pursuit's got to come to an end. LAPD definitely been following this guy. Crazy earlier on. Like you said earlier, I personally have never seen a pursuit as crazy as this, with as many accidents and harm to the public, and then that carjacking just was appalling. And again, you can see this guy continuing on back on the 60 freeway. And again, it looks like he's going to have to get off the freeway again, just basically taking every opportunity he can, letting traffic create his route. LAPD definitely in pursuit. They want to bring this to an end.
And again, that's obviously, you wonder what's on the mind of LAPD, since this guy is certainly dangerous, and we believe that he is armed. That even makes the situation a lot more amped even on their end to bring this to an ending. And then once even this vehicle stops, if this guy doesn't just give himself up, that's going to be another issue altogether, especially if they think that he's armed. But right now, as you mentioned, all he does, he's just continuously driving. We don't know where, not sure if he knows where either. He's just going through traffic. It's there. Now he's squeezing through.
He's wedged in there.
Stuck.
Here he goes again. This is, again, same type of technique. Basically running, came up to him. It looks like a SUV, a Lexus SUV. He's got, officers are in pursuit right now. This guy getting other people trying to get away from him. Again, Jason, you got to move around. You got to move. Okay. It looks like he is down. The suspect is down. Again, unsure what exactly transpired there. Again, suspect is down. Officers from the LAPD making their move right now, trying to get this guy into custody. You can see this has finally come to an end. Right off the 60 freeway. We'll get you an off-ramp here in a second. And we are hearing.
Vehicle.
Yeah.
And no matter what, we give the LAPD credit of ending this with really, hopefully, really no major harm to any.